Greetings once again from the Pearl of Africa. I arrived here a couple of days ago at night, and so yesterday was my first day here. And if you remember, last time I was here, I sent daily emails, so I thought I'd try some videos, see if that will send okay in email. So I have my notes here on my phone, and I thought I'd just tell you at least the first what I did yesterday, and then what today is going to be, and then try to send these every day or two, so that you can get more of a taste of what we're doing here and what it looks like. I'm at the Bethel House of Prayer, which is where I always stay when I come. We opened this house, goodness, several years ago, and it's next to Makerere University, the largest and oldest university in Uganda. And of course, it was opened for campus outreach and the campus connection for Bethel Youth Ministries, one of our partner ministries that we have here in Uganda. So it is a lovely place. It's sort of like an oasis in the midst of the city. Of course, you can hear sirens and you can hear all sorts of noise because it's in the middle of the city. And Kampala is a big city. What I did yesterday. So yesterday it was a catch-up time with the guys who live here at the Bethel House of Prayer. We have six guys. Paul, is it six? We have six guys who live here, and we have a discipleship program that they're going through. So it's a residential program, and every time I come, I spend some one-on-one times with the guys, and I spend the evenings. We have dinner together, and then I spend the evenings just talking about various topics. So yesterday, today, kind of finishing up my notes on what what I'm going to teach on. And so the topics are things like love and unity, how to live together in community as a group of very individual guys. How do you live together in love and unity? We talk about responsibility, generosity, identity. These are all issues that all of us have to deal with. And we're all challenged by Jesus to live with a heart of gratitude and a heart of generosity. And that doesn't come natural to us. So we talk about practical ways of how to get there, how to follow Jesus in these things. I'm also finishing up notes on talks I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going up to Lira, which is north of Kampala, about 5 hours drive, I think it is, and I'm going to be talking to a group of men in the village, which will be a particular challenge. So I'd appreciate your prayers. It's hard for me as an American to relate well with men in Uganda living in the village. Now, we have the same issues. Men all over the world have the same issues, but using examples that they can relate to is more of a challenge. So I go with other Ugandans, other guys that I've walked with for a while, and they help me with examples that make sense to the guys here in Uganda. And then I'm doing some discipleship training with a pastor here who does work up in Lira, but also here in Kampala. And I'm gonna be meeting with his leadership team to talk about discipleship. Then I'm meeting with some of the patriarchs, I call them, some of the oldest guys here that I've been walking with since I first arrived in 2012. And so we talk about leadership issues. And then I'm finishing out my time here with a guys retreat, and I do that with Bethel Youth Ministries, and they identify some new guys who are just new to the ministry, and we take them through a whole discipleship training, because Bethel is their main focus is discipleship and discipling young men and young women on how to follow Jesus. Um, so it rained hard last night, and let me just wanted to tell you a little bit about the challenges of that. So when it rains really hard, the dirt roads become mud and they become slippery, and everything is much more difficult to get around. Now, probably 90% of the people here get around by boda, which is kind of like a motorcycle taxi. You tell the boda driver where you want to go, and he takes you exactly there. And then there are buses, but they call them taxis, but they run routes. And so most of the transportation in the rain is halted or delayed, or it's just a mess. And one of the things that you wouldn't think much about is potholes. Potholes are a norm in anywhere in the world, back home and here. There may be more of them here than are back home, and they may be bigger or deeper. Now, the challenge when it rains is the potholes fill with water, and you don't know how big it is or how deep it is. And so it becomes a challenge getting around. So, but today the sun's out, and hopefully that will all dry up soon and things will go back to normal. I look forward to speaking to you regularly throughout my trip, and we'll show you a little bit more of the different places where I am and where we're doing the videos. God bless.